Liverpool, a city immersed in sport, history and music, amongst the most popular cities in the UK, with some of the highest tourism and attractions. From the outside looking in, quite a perfect city. But I have heard rumours that Liverpool is crumbling from within. Being titled the dirtiest city in England, multiple news articles and social media platforms stating just how bad the litter and fly tipping pandemic really is. And I have made it my job to see, is this fact or fiction? Alright man, who am I here with?
Mike, how we doing? We all good?
Darren Williams, age 48.
Ellis. Okay, cool. What is it like to live in Liverpool, bro?
Well, it's quite bad to be fair. There's a lot of crime and a lot of, weirdos about.
I always say Liverpool feels like it's on the edge of a riot. And what I mean by that is it is so anti-authoritarian within its DNA. One little thing goes wrong. Yeah. That's it.
Well, I've lived here for about 4 years now, and I love it so much. I've moved around many times with uni, but most of the time I've been near the city centre, and it's so brilliant. I mean, it's such quite a compact city compared to Manchester or London. So everything you want, everything you need is so close together. Yeah. Great access to nightlives and entertainment and amenities, and also great walks. The docks is beautiful. It's a really good place to live.
Liverpool's amazing. I mean, it's great for music, great for sports. Yeah, we're living the dream over there.
Oh, lovely. Okay, I'm from Coventry, so we're starting to climb up the football tables now. We might see you soon.
Yeah.
So this is why this city is unique. This city is hated within the UK. I've lived in London. I like London. Yeah. A lot of Scousers have got some hostility to it, but I have had more prejudice about me being from Liverpool in London than being a black man.
Oh wow. Now that I have found out what it is like to live in Liverpool, I have arranged an interview with a member of the Merseyside Recycling and Waste Authority, Lib Dem councillor Chris Brown, to find out just how bad the litter and fly tipping pandemic really is and what we can do to solve it. Can you introduce yourself to those who might not know you?
Okay, I'm Councillor Chris Brown. I represent Gasker Walton area on Liverpool City Council.
Obviously, I'm here to discuss the litter and fly tipping problem in Liverpool. As someone who doesn't live in the city, I've seen across news articles and social media that residents have been complaining about litter and fly tipping. How serious would you say the problem is?
I think it is a serious issue for the city, and I think it's a serious issue for cities right away across the UK. We're producing more as consumers, and where that ultimately goes, if it's not going in the correct bins, then it's possibly ending up on our streets. And I think there's two levels. There's the public realm and the things that you can see around, which the council will have control about, and then there's a private realm as well, which I'll go into maybe a little bit in terms of when we deal with private properties and how limited powers there are to actually deal with fly tipping and littering in those particular parts, which people might think has something to do with the council in terms of control, but actually it's a little bit more complicated than that. We actually have quite a good clean-up operation actually around the city centre. Certainly, if you go out on a Saturday night or Friday night, it can become a little bit littered, but I've been out quite early sometimes on the next day, and the street cleaning teams are actually really, really good. And certainly when we've had big events in the city centre, when we've had celebrations for, LFC doing their parades here, etc., the council's pretty good at kind of cleaning those particular areas. Where I think we have an issue is actually in the suburbs and other parts around the city, particularly in the north of the city where we're neglecting. I actually think there's a bit of a focus on those major events, big tourist events, and actually cleaning those, whereas actually, trying to get to grips on the wider issues around the city, I think is the bigger issue than rather necessarily the main kind of attraction that people will come to.
Okay. So for the people that have a problem with the litter and they claim that the council's not doing enough about it, do you know what the council is doing to help prevent litter and fly tipping?
Well, I think there's a few things. I think there's the cultural shift, and I think we need to do far more in terms of being able to educate people about where litter goes, making sure that there are appropriate bins and resources to make sure that people can put litter away. The council recently has moved away from, so it had a semi-private partnership, Liverpool Street Scene Services, so it was kind of an arm's length organisation that the council had. We've moved away from that now. We've gone into complete ownership of that. So the council now has, certainly for the last 2 months, complete ownership of that service. So street cleaning, recycling, all these kind of things are now totally in-house. I hope that will make a difference. It does mean that we have a bit more of a say as a council and accountability in that sense in terms of the service.
Of course, there's been fines put in place for fly tipping and littering. Why do you think it continues despite fines and enforcement?
I think there's a couple of issues there. Certainly in the public realm, where local authorities can control, if things aren't being done and things aren't being taken away on a regular basis, people will just do it because they'll see that nothing ultimately happens. I think where things become very, very complicated, and I'll give you an example that I've been working on in my own ward, is that where you've got private property. So I've got a property, a grade 2 listed building that used to be a pub. It's all kind of boarded up a little bit and stuff like that. The owner still owns the site, but it has a car park around it, no kind of fences, this, that, and the other. People fly tip all the time, and it's just kind of people would say, well, why can't we get this done? There's rats or whatever coming from it, this, that, and the other. Local authorities don't have direct control over that. It's private property. So the process of being able to do something about that, comes through court orders, very long kind of process.
And just to finish, can you just give one final statement on the topic of litter and fly tipping in Liverpool?
Wow, okay. That's a tough one. Do better, just generally do better. I think, we're an international city. We want to show it off the world, and it's not just about everything that we have in the city centre here. It's not just about that. We have such a wide-ranging area that people can visit, and if they're having to go through areas that are just strewn with litter, do better. Think about the wider city rather than specific parts of it, and that's probably a bit more than a sentence, but there you go. That's all right. Thanks. Cheers.
Now that we've heard from Councillor Chris Brown, it is only right to go back to the public and see how they feel about this litter and fly tipping pandemic. Liverpool is #1 for litter and fly tipping in England.
Oh, the worst?
Making it the dirtiest city in England. Do you feel that way when you walk around the streets?
That's nuts, to be fair. I do a lot of gigs, late on.
Oh, nice.
So maybe I might be finishing at like midnight or something. Yeah. And when you come walking down these streets late on, it is a bit mad. Oh, yeah. But then in the morning, I don't know, we must have some people coming out and doing some sweeping and that, but in the morning it seems to be all right. But it is a bit mad. There are some areas which are a bit nuts. I'm not going to say the areas or whatever, but some of them can be a bit like a squalor, but to be fair, I didn't think we'd be top though.
Well, Bill Bryson, the famous travel writer, said that every time he visited Liverpool, it was having a festival of litter.
Yeah.
And it is a strange contradiction in my city. And the reason for that is the city's heritage is Irish Catholic, particularly of southern Dublin. And when you go to Dublin, I've been a number of times, there's an ethos of we criticise everybody, we never criticise ourselves. And that is one thing that Liverpool people have. They have this loyalty, but they also live this contradiction.
Sadly, when I'm walking in certain areas, thankfully Liverpool one's quite nice, but when I'm walking around some of the more suburban areas, the litter's really bad. Okay. Like a lot of bottles and smashed glass, and I always find it really upsetting. Like when I see litter in the Mersey, in the docks, I think it's really upsetting for the wildlife and also for the just overall aesthetics of the place. I think it does actually hold it back quite a bit. Yeah.
Do you think there's a lot of litter?
Not really in this part of town, but in the rougher areas, yeah, I'd say a lot.
So what we have gathered from both the interviews with the councillor and with the public is that most of the time and energy gets put into the city centre to make sure that that is clean, but the more suburban areas are left unchecked. So now I think it's time that I head down to one of these areas and see if I can help out. Alright, it would be wrong of me to come and find out about this issue and not do anything about it. So I have come to Kensington, which is the worst area in Liverpool for litter, so come and solve the problem myself. Let's go pick some litter. Right. Did you know that parts of Kensington are amongst the most deprived in the whole of England? After only minutes of picking up litter, I was already being stared at and recorded by the people walking down that street. Look at this scrap. Oh yeah, he didn't wave back. He didn't wave back. Oh, he didn't wave back. He didn't wave back. Fuck. Fuck. Look at this twat. Why is he picking up litter for? That's probably what they're doing. This area doesn't only suffer with litter, it suffers with child poverty, high unemployment rates, and high crime. Oh. Hey, imagine they open the door. No. And they come out and they're like, you're ignoring it. Fucking get away from me. Oh, it's a flat. No, it's not. Hey. Maybe there's actually just not enough bins, because people are just dropping shit on the floor. Maybe there's just not enough bins, because I can't see a bin right now. See, this one takes skill. You man, why? What? No, seriously. In what need are you at a bus stop to be busting this open? Getting busy in the bus stop. Is that what you lot are on? Yo, who needs litter picking when you've got pigeons, bro? I have never seen this many pigeons. A bottle in a coffee cup combo. And then you got a Huawei vape. Needs to be careful. So basically, when I was walking around, I just witnessed some guy litter, and I grabbed him by the neck with this. I pulled him close. I went, "Are you fucking mad, bro? I've been picking up all your litter." And he was like, "Nah, I'm sorry, bro." And I went, "Oosh, oosh, oosh." And he was like, "Oh, I'll never litter again." After putting in such a shift, I realised I have only been highlighting the negative issues and problems with Liverpool. So now it's time for me to go and see the nightlife and enjoy myself and highlight the positives. And it's also an excuse for me to just go out and just see what the nightlife you get. Yeah, alright, cool. As the music faded out, that was pretty much my time in Liverpool done. So let's just summarise. Here I have met some great people. The people that allowed me to interview them throughout this project. The people that I met when I went out. Even off camera, the places that I went to go and get food. The people of Liverpool are great people. But the topic at hand is the litter. And it is 100% a problem. Maybe not a massive problem in the city centre itself, but on the outskirts and in the suburban areas, this is a massive problem that needs to be shown more attention. I hope that this video has done what it was supposed to have done and brought attention to this topic. And I have really enjoyed this city, so I do hope I have to come back again for another project or another reason, and I will see you guys again. But before you go, please make sure to like, comment and subscribe. It really helps me out.